Hi, welcome to Baby Food 101. We have a wonderful assortment of food today that we're going to prepare. We have bananas, pears, apples, and green beans. Now the bananas, we don't have to do any prep work to them because they're naturally soft, so you don't need to cut, all you have to do is cut them up. There's no cooking required. So we'll put them aside until we get to the step later. You have to have a variety of pots filled with water set upon your stove. You're going to want to put them up as high as you can get them. So that they boil fast. Because after they boiled, then you're going to want them to cool. Now, some pieces, like green beans, you can either choose to cut them up, or you can just boil them whole. But if you cut them up, the smaller you cut them up, the faster they'll boil. So just give them a rough chop. No need to be perfect because you're just going to turn into baby soup anyway. After you've chopped, pour them into the pot. With fruits and vegetables like pears that have a skin on them, you're going to want to get yourself a good peeler because it's not going to really come out that well if you try and puree them with skin on them. So you're going to have to peel them before you cut them up. So after you peel them and cut them off with the cores, you want to chop them up. Remember, like I said, the smaller the better. This is the part where you just get to sit back and wait. You have to let them boil. There's really no given time for each one, just until they're fork tender. But because you cut them up small, it should be relatively quick. About 10 minutes usually does it. After they're done boiling, it's important to take them off the burners and let them sit so that they cool before you start to puree them. Alright, now that all your food is cool, what you're going to want to do is make sure you invest in something like this. So what you can do is scoop out all the pieces so that you leave the water in the pot. And then you just dump them into your blender. So after you get it all in the blender, you put the lid back on your blender. I usually start it out on the low stir setting, just so that it doesn't push everything away. And you have to watch because sometimes you may or may not have to add liquid depending on how soft they are. So after you shut it off, you want it to be kind of like applesauce consistency. That's what we're going for. Best in silicone ice cube trays. The whole tray can be silicone or just the back. It just helps to pop everything out when you're ready. Now, I found a tablespoon is just about the right size to get a spoonful and pour it into each little cube. So after you get the entire tray filled, don't worry if it's a little messy. You're going to want to get Glad Press and Seal. Just pull out enough, place it on top, smooth out the top, and then wrap it over. And then once it's done with this, stick it in the freezer until it's completely frozen. And you just pop out the cubes, bag them, write what they are and the date. And once they're frozen, there they are, there you have it. Meals for everyone.